Hi. So, I want to share something with you that was inspired by this little pamphlet that I got. Jesus' message of mercy, and it's like, all like a church garb, like a church image. There was this guy handing them out. He gave it to my children, and they were all like really nice to him and polite. And then he talked to me, and I told him he needs to do some more research. But this was still in my car. I was just cleaning my car, and I came across. Hey, I'm like, look at that creepy extra. I have a ghost. In any case, this is gonna be a hard topic. Yep, it is. Especially for some of my friends with whom I've connected over belief and faith. But conditional love is taught by all religion that calls itself Christianity. All of it. Example, the desires of God. Okay, so I'm going to tell you why this is a problem. Why I don't agree with it and why I'm throwing it out completely. So, we make our children. We conceive them and have them. They're the best example for creating something or giving someone else life. Imagine that besides training your kid how to be a decent human, you force all of your desires on them. I want you to be a doctor. I want you to be a dancer. I want you to succeed at things I've never succeeded. I want this, I want that. Let's go a step further. If you don't become a dancer, it's going to break my heart. Do you hear the manipulation? Do you hear it? I hope you do, because there's tons of people who don't hear it because their parents parented that way and they think this is normal. Like they say in Dutch, is dood normaal. Dood normaal. No, it's not normal to put our desires and force them down on other people. See, there's a difference between coming beside someone and listening to them and agreeing with them and helping them accomplish certain goals that they have and giving them guidance and direction. That's what our relationship is supposed to be with our children. That's kind of like the relationship you should have with a higher being that you consider the creator. But religion doesn't teach that. Religion doesn't teach that the God comes beside you and listens to you and directs you. No, it teaches you that God has desires about your life. And that you should be thankful that He gives you mercy and housing and a roof over your head and all these things. But you didn't ask to be made. I'm sorry. We did not ask to be made. So this format of quote-unquote love is so conditional and so demanding. The question we should really be asking is if this quote-unquote God that people believe in really made us. The one that religion teaches about. I'm not saying there isn't a God. I'm saying the concept of God that we are taught is just completely out of line. It is out of line. It needs to be ditched, shoved over a cliff, and burned. Because this whole thing about God being merciful and having desires about what you should be doing with yourself, that is mad conditional. Hi, Joshua. That is actually manipulative. It is oppressive. That's narcissistic. Narcissists want you to do things in a certain way and they want you to think a certain way because they want you to be pliable and follow them. So this idea that God has all these expectations and He wants to be your friend. Listen, I would like to be friends with people, yes. But friendships shouldn't be about what I want to get out of you. If you have a friend, you know this, if you have a friend who has expectations about how you should live your life, that person isn't a good friend, isn't even a true friend. that person is trying to use you in some way to get gratification out of you. That is lust. It is not love. Conditional love is actually lust. And when we talk about lust in, sexual relationships and marriages and whatnot, or dating, we don't want lust. Lust is about pleasing me. And love is about sacrifice. Love is about giving. And there's a creator that doesn't have any requirements for how you should live and doesn't sit around judging you and doesn't sit around going, well, you need to follow this and that's what pleases me. That God is freaking dysfunctional. I'm sorry. He is. And so totally de facto, I reject that. I reject it wholly and completely. But a lot of people are still coming out and saying, well, that's not what the Bible means. This is not this is not that. But here's the thing. There's like this little pamphlet that guy gave me. He says, you give me most glory by patiently submitting to my will. And you win for yourself greater merit than that which any fast or mortification could ever gain you. And in general, that's what all religions teach. All of them. Organized religion. Submit to somebody else's will and follow them, obediently do what they say to gain favor, to gain merit, to win something. So it's about giving and taking. It's about negotiating. It's about earning something. It's about love that is not freely given. It's not freely given. The only way that they freaking mind controlled us, all of us, for centuries, that it is a free gift, is by telling us you never deserved it. That's the only way that you accept that. So as a whole, when we accept Christianity or Judeo-Christianism or Judaism or any of the other isms, it starts by saying, you're a wretched, nasty soul. Look, even the Hindus do it. Even the Muslims do it. All of them say, you're nasty. You're horrible. And when you internalize that, you go, oh, wow. Someone cares about me, even though I'm nasty and I'm terrible. And then whatever they give you, which are scraps and they're conditional, you're going to be so happy. Because initially, for you to accept their conditional mumbo jumbo BS of a love, you had to believe that you were worthless. My friends, you are not worthless. Not even one bit. There's nothing you have done today, yesterday, the last 3 years, the last 10 years, or ever that merits you to feel and think you're worthless. You are worthy. You are loved. You are actually, light in the world. Now, you might be walking through some really shitty stuff. Either because you made poor choices or because you were born into a situation where other people made poor choices. That does not mean, it does not define you. It is not who you are. It is who you are strong enough to walk through. It is a thing that equips you to then turn around and show others unconditional love. And that means really that it is time, brothers and sisters, Earth people, Terrans, Gaia, children, to destroy your bondage, to break your yoke of bondage to these belief systems, to get rid of them completely. Because they teach that your only purpose in life is to please and fulfill the desires of another. That is what we call being used and abused. I don't care if that person is offering you millions and millions of dollars and an awesome house. If a person is putting demands on what you should be doing for them to love you, for them to be kind to you, for them to show favor to you, to give you love which is supposed to be free, that person is completely out of line. Their love is conditional. They don't have any love for you. their interest is self-fulfilling. They're looking for their self-interest, for the praise, for your submission, the power over you. And that is the virus that's on the world, because we are all modeling that same kind of love. It's not love when you demand things from people to them love you, to then love them. It's like a parent that never hugs their child, never comes to their help, never tells them I love you and I approve of you and I'm so happy that you're with me and I love you and you're beautiful, unless their kid fulfills their expectations. I don't know if you hear it. I don't know if you see it. I hope you do. I hope you do. That we need to go back to our actual indigenous roots where we observe nature and learn who this God really is. There is a creator, father, mother, not a spirit, because this spirit is part of this whole creation, and we're material, we'll combine it with spirit. So there's a lot more to it than what we have been able to identify. So much more. And yet, the most important part of it is that we did nothing. We didn't ask to be made, and we were made in full unconditional love, which means here's the world, it's your oyster. Go and evolve in it, go and grow in it, go and learn in it, go and be love, be love, be love. And this creator is not sitting around with a checklist going, oh yeah, this one creation fits my desires, this other one didn't, I'm gonna kill them. No. That is a narcissistic creature, and it is not the one responsible for all of us here. You know why not? Because naturally speaking, and I know that the world is really messed up and there's a lot of things going on that are not okay in family settings, but that does not change the fact that in nature, like naturally, a mother or a father gives everything to their progeny. The new life that they create. They make a nest long before that life is born. They pick a good mate. They prepare. They feed it. They spend all of their time around the clock. If you ever seen a bird, look at their chick and go, you did not crack your egg properly. You're not eating. Let me shove you off of the nest. No, they don't do that. So the most simple and, foundational understanding of love is that which we see between a parent and a child, when a parent gives all to make that life thrive without strings. This is a natural state. This is where we're supposed to be. This is where God is. But religion has created this conditional, narcissistic creature that tells you, you have to fulfill my desires. Listen to the wording. That's a guy or a girl on the couch making out with you, telling you, you have to please them. When in the world have we considered that a healthy, loving relationship? Never. I mean, there might be moments where we communicate about what we prefer and how to improve, but that is not the foundation of relationships. In fact, relationships are that people come together to give love to each other, and it is a self-sacrificing thing. So God self-sacrificed for us, and it is not when He supposedly died for us, because again, like I said before, you may not have seen my video earlier, but the only way that this God framework that we have from Christianity works is because they first accepted you're a wretched, disgusting being. You don't deserve shit. That's the only reason why we've been willing to accept this conditional God that says, well, it's like a girl. Look, I have lived it personally. Fat chick. I've been obese most of my life. I have accepted boyfriends that gave me scraps because I thought that their attention that they were giving me at that time was such a huge deal. because I didn't deserve any of it. I wasn't perfect. I wasn't sexy. I wasn't beautiful. I wasn't this. I wasn't that. And because I believed that about myself, my self-esteem was like minus, in the minus zero, below zero, sub-zero numbers. I accepted fucked up narcissistic treatment and reminders. Like, any minute I could find somebody that is, ooh, you're not it. And that's what religion has created all across the board. No one is loved just for being. Everyone is loved only when they fulfill the desires of God, submit to some kind of authority, try to earn some kind of respect, some kind of acceptance. And why? Oh, because supposedly I gave you life. We know what we call parents who are like that. Manipulative, narcissistic assholes. We call them that. There's even clinical, psychological conversations about how parents who their own personal desires and satisfaction is more important than learning to listen to their children and know who they are and guide them to be their best self and love them as they are. See, you and I, we deserve better than this cheap, trashy God that they're selling. And that's why I'm exiting completely. Goodbye, Bible. Goodbye, Christianity. There might be some good words in there. It's a great self-help book. Epic PR piece. It's a cipher. It's been used to control the masses. But make no mistake, that God in the Bible, the predominant one, doesn't love you. Not one bit. That's not love. That's lust. It is conditional. It is destructive. You, my friend, are light. You're children of light. You're so precious. You deserve better. Start asking for it. Have a great night. Bye.